the face, the star of stars, Dakota Ditcheva right here in Chicago. Now, I know you like to be very active. Listen to the crowd. Listen to these people. They love you in Chicago. Now, you're about to get back in the cage, and you're going to fly a long way to do it on July 19th. How excited are you to get back to fighting?
I am so excited. These guys have missed me for sure. They've been very vocal on social media, so I'm excited to finally get back in the cage and do what I do best.
Winning the PFL Europe Championship was a big moment for me for sure, but I don't know whether I sunk it in enough.
Dakota Ditcheva, European champion.
I think straight away, as soon as I won it, I knew that I wanted to do this global season next.
She feels like she's ready to prove herself at the highest level.
We're here now, on our way, but the journey's not over and I'm ready to keep pushing on.
Nasty combination. Big knee. She's in trouble. That's the end.
My next opponent, Chelsea.
Dakota Ditcheva sends a clear warning message to Sumiko Inaba, as both fighters have officially confirmed their highly anticipated showdown. The undefeated Queen of Violence is back, and she's bringing 10 times the fury to Cape Town. This is the story that's breaking the internet right now.
The face of the PFL, the 125-pound women's tournament winner.
The fans have been asking for me and they've finally given me a fight. So I'm excited to get back out there and it's going to be an amazing event. You know, first time in South Africa, Cape Town. So yeah, I'm excited just to get back in there as well. Everyone that's been there to support me all these years is obviously excited to see me back in, but then a whole new kind of crowd is going to be able to watch my skill. A lot of new fans.
Dakota 2.0, dangerous coming. Don't you worry, she's not gone anywhere. She's coming back stronger. So for me, I'm getting in there the same amount of violence, if not 10 times.
Let's dive straight into what has everyone talking. Dakota Dangerous Ditcheva, the reigning 2024 PFL Women's Flyweight Champion, just dropped the most bone-chilling warning we've heard all year. They've made me wait half a year. I'm getting in there with the same amount of violence, if not 10 times more, because they've made me wait.
Forward to.
Honestly, I'm just very glad to be part of the card. It's been a while, so I've been building up this. I don't know what I've been building up for the last 6 months, not being able to let anything out in the cage, not being able to beat anyone up. So it's going to be coming 10 times worse this time.
Wow. Now, when you think about traveling all over the world, the beauty part of where you're at right now, you're one of the faces of the PFL, if not the face. Is it exciting for you to be able to fight not just in the United States, not just in PFL Europe, but now literally all over the world?
Yeah, I mean, I've never been to South Africa before, and I've heard amazing things about Cape Town, so I'm very excited to be part of this. It's going to be a historic event for sure, and yeah, I'm just super excited just to get in the cage. I just wanted to fight.
She just loves to fight 3 or 4 times a year. Thank you, and best of luck. There is only one, Dakota Ditcheva, fighting July 19th in Cape Town, South.
That's not just confidence talking, folks. That's a woman who's been caged for 6 months, and now she's about to be unleashed. Ditcheva has made it crystal clear. The layoff hasn't cooled her down, it's turned up the heat to a dangerous level. The Manchester native didn't hold back when addressing her opponent either, stating, "These are always the most dangerous fighters, you know, the ones that don't have anything to lose. But here's the kicker. She's treating this like a striker's paradise, saying Inaba wants to stand and trade a little bit."
Why?
Oh, what a knockdown! What a knockout! Sumiko Inaba is 4-0 with her 3rd knockout win, getting it done in less than...
Translation, this could be an absolute war on the feet. Now, let's get to the official details, because this fight is confirmed and it's historic. This showdown is set for July 19th, 2025, taking place at the Grand West Arena in Cape Town, South Africa, as part of the PFL Champion Series Africa event. The main event features Johnny Ablin versus Costello Van Steenis, while Dakota Ditcheva and Sumiko Inaba will serve as the explosive co-main event that has everyone talking.
Dakota's skills. She is one of the most spiteful strikers that we've ever seen in the PFL.
Dangerous! Dakota Ditcheva!
This marks the PFL's inaugural event in Africa, and they're pulling out all the stops. Francis Ngannou, serving as PFL's Africa chairman, will be overseeing this historic card that combines both the Champions Series and an all-African tournament. For Ditcheva, this isn't just any fight, it's her return after publicly criticizing PFL for keeping her on the shelf since winning the title last November. Let's break down what we're looking at on July 19th.
So for me, it doesn't really matter where it is, when it is. I'm going to be ready.
Sumiko Inaba, the opponent. I mean, obviously, she's got an impressive record as well. Maybe not as well known as you at this point, but 8-1, a formidable opponent. I guess, what do you think about her?
Yeah, I mean, when they come up with her name, like, you can't turn your nose up to fighters like that. You know, she might not have been around for a while, but I mean, 8-1, 9-1. She's kind of been around longer than I have in this Bellator and MMA world. So for me, she's going to come for it. And these are always the most dangerous fighters, you know, the ones that don't have anything to lose, you know, so I've got to take it serious and I'm ready.
At just 26 years old, Dakota Ditcheva brings a perfect 14-0 winner with an astounding 13 finishes to this Cape Town showdown, fighting out of Manchester, England. She holds the distinction of being the first British woman to win a major MMA world title, and her recent dominance speaks volumes. She completely destroyed Tyler Santos, the same fighter who took Valentina Shevchenko to the brink, finishing her in just 2 rounds.
I don't really have anything bad to say about her. I feel like me and PFL have been on a journey. Like, I'm a little bit of an example for kind of the next generation. Is setting off PFL Europe as well. I feel like UK fighters over there now that I know, it's like I kind of started it off, you know. Now, like, we know loads of UK fighters that are on the Europe scene and they're all kind of progressing. It's nice to be an example. I quite like it.
Like, if the UFC went away,
Ditcheva isn't just unbeaten, she's untouchable. She's been compared to Ronda Rousey in terms of star power and finishing ability. Her 2024 campaign was nothing short of spectacular. 3 first-round stoppages leading to a championship beatdown of UFC veteran Taylor Santos.
As a professional, 7 victories, just 1 loss. Hailing from Maui, Hawaii, presenting Sumiko.
Hawaii? Oh, what a knockdown! What a knockout!
7-11 last round in division. Last string up, throwing down hard. Those are big shots. It's all over, just like.
Also a female that's getting finishes. I mean, you have the finishes by elbows, by a left hook, and by submission. So
honestly, I don't really have one. I think I go in there, you know, just with my skills and my game plan, and I don't ever search for the finish, but it somehow comes. And I think that that's the exciting part of the whole game.
At 34 years old, Sumiko Inaba brings an impressive 8-1 record to this showdown, fighting out of Hawaii with the composure of a seasoned veteran. This Bellator veteran is making her mark in the PFL transition, showcasing a well-rounded skill set built on composed striking and solid grappling fundamentals. Inaba's most recent performance saw her finish Mackenzie Stiller in September 2024, proving she's not just here to make up numbers, but to make a real statement on the biggest stage of her career.
Through right when she needed it. But you got to ask yourself, Sean, how much did she put into that throw and the attempt for the armbar? She's got to be exhausted under there, carrying the weight of Inaba.
Left hand now for Inaba, punishing Mackenzie Stiller. Beltran looking very closely at this flurry. Sumiko Inaba with the volume. And this is where it ended.
Exactly. Up against the fence, short elbows. We could see Stiller's eyes from here. She was wincing. It's like a ball bearing hitting you right on the cheek. Great short elbows.
Let's go. Let's go.
Then got the throw, but Inaba able to beast out of that armbar. And once she had dominant position, it was all over.
Inaba represents everything Ditcheva said she respects, a veteran fighter with nothing to lose. She's been grinding in Bellator's trenches while Dakota was building highlight reels, and now she gets her shot on the biggest stage. This fight carries massive implications beyond just the records. For Dakota, this is about proving her layoff frustration was justified. She's been vocal about wanting to stay active, even stating she could literally fight any time of the day, any day of the week. This isn't a title fight, but Ditcheva is treating it like a statement bout.
Progressing, it's nice to be an example. I quite like it.
Like, if the UFC went away,
the PFL will probably take up the slack. PFL is going to get people to pay attention. There's one who's really interesting, who's this monster. She's terrifying.
Big fight coming up July 19th against Sumiko Inaba.
Dangerous is back in the cage and she's going to bring the violence. So don't blink. It's good to be back. She's a little bit more of a striker than she is a grappler. I feel like she does both, but she will stand and strike. So could be a good striking match. We'll see. She's definitely going to bring it. You have to take girls like that serious because they've got nothing to lose as well, you know. What super nice girl too, but we're fighting each other now, so I guess that doesn't matter. Her record's 8-1, so you know you've got to take girls like that serious. She's not, you know, somebody that hasn't proven herself for sure. So it's nice to be back in camp again, full of bruises, just taking it fight by fight. And like me and PFL are in talks at the moment. Still, we're still figuring a few things out. So. You know, I haven't really got much direction just yet, but I know that they are going to keep me busy. They have to. So you will see me fight again this year for sure. I'm just trusting.
The bigger picture? Dakota has her sights set on bigger names, specifically calling out Valentina Shevchenko as her ultimate target. She wants to prove she's not just the best at 125 pounds in PFL, but the most dangerous woman in the division worldwide. For Sumiko, this is career-defining. A win here wouldn't just be an upset, it would be a seismic shockwave that puts her name in the global conversation overnight. So what can we expect on July 19th?
The PFL should keep the UFC out of their mouth. When is Dakota Ditcheva going to the UFC?
I think people now, with me beating Tyler Santos, they want to see like what else I'm capable of. So it's got to be something more.
Women want to be equal. And believe me when I tell you, women have proved here that they are equal. They have absolutely proven themselves. And people...
If this starts like Dakota's usual fights, we're looking at immediate pressure, devastating bodywork, and potential early violence. But Inaba's experience and composure could be the X factor. Can she weather the early storm and drag Dakota into uncharted territory? The big question, will we see the same Dakota who's never been truly tested, or will Inaba be the first to make her bleed? One thing's for certain, July 19th in Cape Town is going to be special. Dakota Ditcheva has issued her warning, Sumiko Inaba has accepted the challenge, and now we wait to see if the most dangerous woman in MMA can back up her words. This is the kind of fight that could change everything. Don't blink when these two step into that cage. That's all for this breaking news update. Make sure to subscribe for more MMA coverage, hit that notification bell, and let us know in the comments who do you think survives this storm, and we'll see you next time on MMA Central.
If the UFC went away, the PFL will probably take up the slack. PFL is going to get people to pay attention. There's one who's really interesting, who's this monster. She's terrifying.
Big fight coming up July 19th against Sumiko Inaba.
Dangerous is back in the cage and she's going to bring the violence. So don't blink. It's good to be back. She's a little bit more of a striker than she is a grappler. I feel like she does both, but she will stand and strike. So could be a good striking match. We'll see. She's definitely going to bring it. You have to take girls like that serious because they've got nothing to lose as well, you know. What super nice girl too, but we're fighting each other now, so I guess that doesn't matter.
I mean, the prize was amazing, the belt's amazing, but for me, I want to fight. You know, I loved fighting 4 times last year. The year before that, I fought 3 times. The year before that, I fought 4 times. So I've always been a really active fighter. I've always been that type of person that's in the gym all the time. So for me, that's why I've always got better and better, because I live in here.
The undefeated Conor McGregor Endosports phenom Dakota Ditcheva is finally getting back in the cage, and let me tell you, her opponent better be ready for war. We're talking about PFL's inaugural Africa event, a fighter with 28 knee strikes that ended her last opponent, and why the entire MMA community is demanding the UFC sign this absolute destroyer. Stick around, because we're breaking down everything you need to know about Dakota Dangerous, Ditcheva versus Sumiko Inaba, plus why this might be the fight that changes everything.
Okay, so you're not happy with her to continue. These legs, knees. This clinched knee is devastating in the hair from the coach. And to maintaining balance. And look at that. Look at this tight plum. Every time. Pain on the face of shrink and slip. In MMA. To that position, but Dakota uses its body, has taken a, and now Dakota already severely with effort there. Valentina needs to square up and close. For the sake of fighter safety,
First things first, Dakota Ditcheva is back. and she's not happy about the wait. The 26-year-old Manchester native has been sitting on the sidelines for months, and in her own words, she's ready to bring 10 times more violence because they made her wait half a year. And folks, when someone with 12 knockouts out of 14 wins says they're bringing more violence, you better pay attention.
Good competition. They can't give me someone that's, just kind of signed to the PFL and not really had that much experience, because it doesn't make sense. I've just beat Santos very easily. If I'd had a 5-round war with Santos, there would have been a few more people in there that would have been more.
Here's what makes this so crazy. Ditcheva has been practically begging for a fight, telling MMA Junkie, "Get me anything." Literally, I get it's hard for PFL. Well, PFL finally delivered, and they're giving her Sumiko Inaba on July 26th in Cape Town, South Africa. This isn't just any fight card, people. This is PFL's first ever venture into Africa, and they're putting their biggest star front and center as the co-main event alongside middleweight champion Johnny Eblen.
Her 90% knockout ratio speaks for itself.
My dad didn't do any kind of martial arts or anything. So me being a female in the sport, it's been nice to have my mum being the one that's been through everything, I'm not bothered about going to the floor. I want to stay stood up. I think that's what the fans like more. Jiu-jitsu is boring. So in a fight, I like it. I like to train it, but it is very boring. Do you know me? I go right from the first bell. So I'm going to be going full guns blazing. My mum's gym is based in Sale, Manchester. It's called Northern Spirit Muay Thai. Anybody is welcome to go and train there. I know you guys ask all the time for me to do training videos and things like that. And when I'm in camp, I'm not really allowed to do that. I don't really.
Now let's talk about the elephant in the room. Conor McGregor's massive endorsement of Dakota Ditcheva. When the notorious spotted Ditcheva at BKFC 71, he couldn't contain his excitement. Listen to what he told her. "You're the next big thing, baby. Strong women, good girl, F awesome. Great to see you, great to finally meet you. Superstar, 100%.
What's up, my man? Good to see you, man. Good, brother. Good. How are you? All right?
All good. Always good, brother. Always good.
Yeah. Dakota, superstar. You're the next big team. Thank you.
How you doing, brother? Okay, yeah. Good, man. Good.
Fucking awesome. Great to see you. Great to finally meet you. I know it. What's the crack? What were you playing? Lovely. As superstar right here.
That's what I say, man. Yeah.
That's not just casual praise, folks. That's the biggest star in MMA history putting his stamp of approval on Dakota Ditcheva, and the fight community has taken notice. Social media is going crazy demanding Dana White sign this woman. Fans are calling her Dakota Da Beast, future UFC champ, and some are even saying she could beat Valentina Shevchenko. When you've got comparisons to Anderson Silva versus Rich Franklin and Ba Ruten's legendary liver shots, you know you're dealing with something special.
She's beautiful. She's a gorgeous woman. She looks like a model. It has nothing to do with men beating each other up. It has nothing to do with brutishness. It has to do with high-level problem solving with dire physical consequences. But the early days were interesting because, there was a lot of people disparaging women fighting, including Dana White.
When are we going to see women in the UFC, man?
Never.
Never?
Yeah, some people get disturbed watching women get bloodied up. That's a big one for some folks. It feels different. Obviously, I'm a big fan of women fighting, but when I watch a big cut on a woman, it feels different. It's so hard for people to not get emotional when they get hit. It's a very bad way to react in a fight, to fight with emotions, because you expose yourself. You leave yourself open for counters. You miss your rhythm. You're not as deceptive. You're too obvious in your pattern. And so many times you get hit a lot more. Yeah, it's a big problem with fighters. The smart thing to do is to fight with correct technique and with a correct strategy, meaning you have an understanding of how to execute best. It's not to just wade in and let bombs fly. You have to be very precise in your tactics. You got to be very smart.
And here's a scary stat. In her championship fight against Taylor Santos, Ditcheva landed 28 knee strikes before getting the TKO finish. 28. Her opponent literally couldn't continue. So who's brave enough to step up to this destroyer? Enter Sumiko Inaba.
Predatory fury in the ring, Sumiko Inaba obliterates her opponents with dazzling knockouts. The Lady Samurai stands as Dakota Ditcheva's next opponent for July 26th.
Or to at least try to get her legs up.
Oh,
beautiful pass by Sumiko there.
The ref is probably going to stop the fight here.
And she's trying her best to guard, but she's just not there. It is.
Inaba comes in with an impressive 8-1 record and plenty of Bellator experience. She's been around the game longer than Ditcheva in terms of organizational experience, which makes her extremely dangerous. Ditcheva herself acknowledges the threat, saying, "These are always the most dangerous fighters, the ones that don't have anything to lose," and she's absolutely right. Inaba is coming off a finish over Mackenzie Stiller and has nothing to lose and everything to gain.
The face of the PFL, the 125-pound women's tournament winner.
The fans have been asking for me and they've finally given me a fight. So I'm excited to get back out there and it's going to be an amazing event. You know, first time in South Africa, Cape Town. So yeah, I'm excited just to get back in there as well. Everyone that's been there to support me all these years is obviously excited to see me back in, but then a whole new kind of crowd is going to be able to watch my skill. A lot of new fans.
Dakota 2.0, dangerous coming. Don't you worry, she's not gone anywhere. She's coming back stronger. So for me, I'm getting in there the same amount of violence, if not 10 times more, because they've made me wait half a game. Honestly, I could literally fight any time of the day, any day of the week. Like, you could just put me in the cage and I'd just go for it. So for me, it doesn't really matter where it is, when it is. I'm going to be ready.
Sumiko Inaba, the opponent. I mean, obviously, she's got an impressive record as well. Maybe not as well known as you at this point, but 8-1, a formidable opponent. I guess, what do you think about her?
Yeah, I mean, when they come up with her name, like, you can't turn your nose up to fighters like that. You know, she might not have been around for a while, but I mean, 8-1, 9-1. She's kind of been around longer than I have in this Bellator and MMA world. So for me, she's going to come for it. And these are always the most dangerous fighters, you know, the ones that don't have anything to lose, you know, so I've got to take it serious and I'm ready.
With a tactical standpoint, this is fascinating. Ditcheva describes Inaba as a little bit more of a striker who will stand and trade. That plays right into Ditcheva's wheelhouse, those devastating knees and elbows in the clinch that have made her famous. The question isn't whether Ditcheva can win, it's how quickly she'll finish it and how spectacular it will look. This fight is about so much more than just another PFL bout.
I feel like she's going to stand and trade a little bit, so I'm excited. It's a great matchup and a great girl as well. I've seen her around in the tournament last year and she's always super nice, so I don't really have anything bad to say about her. I feel like me and PFL have been on a journey. Like, I'm a little bit of an example for kind of the next generation. Is setting off PFL Europe as well. I feel like UK fighters over there now that I know, it's like I kind of started it off, you know, now like we know loads of UK fighters that are on the Europe scene and they're all kind of...
PFL is bleeding top talent to the UFC. Patricio Pitbull and Aaron Pico have already made the jump. If Ditcheva puts on another dominant performance, the pressure on Dana White to sign her will be immense. Think about it. Here's a fighter endorsed by Conor McGregor with 12 finishes out of 14 wins, who's already being compared to legends, and she's the co-main event of PFL's biggest international expansion. The UFC women's flyweight division could use this kind of excitement.
When she was fighting, she fought at like different weight categories just to get the female fights, and it was really difficult for her. You know, she didn't get many opponents and stuff, and now to see me kind of in a tournament full of girls and now fighting for the...
Plus, this is part of PFL's Road to Dubai Champions Series, meaning the winner could be looking at even bigger opportunities down the line. All right, let's get real about what we expect to see on July 26th. Ditcheva's going to come out aggressive after being inactive for months. She's talked about bringing 10 times more violence, and with her Muay Thai background and devastating clinch work, I expect her to pressure Inaba immediately.
About her?
Yeah, I mean, when they come up with her name, like, you can't turn your nose up to fighters like that. You know, she might not have been around for a while, but I mean, 8-1, 9-1. She's kind of been around longer than I have in this Bellator and MMA world. So for me, she's going to come for it. And these are always the most dangerous fighters, you know, the ones that don't have anything to lose, you know, so I've got to take it serious and I'm ready for it. I think it'll be a really good matchup as well. Like, she's a little bit more of a striker. She'll grapple as well, but I feel like she's going to stand and trade a little bit. So I'm excited. It's a great matchup and a great girl as well. I've seen her around in the tournament last year and she's always super nice, so I don't really have anything bad to say about her. I feel like me and PFL have been on a journey. Like, I'm a little bit of an example for kind of the next generation. Is setting off PFL Europe as well. I feel like UK fighters over there now that I know, it's like I kind of started it off, you know, now like we know loads of UK fighters that are on the Europe scene and they're all kind of progressing. It's nice to be an example. I quite like it.
Inaba's best chance is to keep it at boxing range and avoid the clinch at all costs. But here's the problem. Ditcheva's pressure is relentless, and once she gets you against the cage, those knees start flying. My prediction? Ditcheva by TKO in the first round, probably by knee strikes in the clinch. The only question is whether it takes 15 knees or 30. This is exactly the kind of fight that makes or breaks careers, fight fans. Dakota Ditcheva has all the tools, all the hype, and all the endorsements. One more spectacular finish, and the UFC will have no choice but to come calling. For Sumiko Inaba, this is her chance to pull off the upset of the year and catapult herself into title contention.
You have to be very precise in your tactics. You got to be very smart.
Like, I still feel like I haven't hit the top of the flyweight world division yet. You know, I've conquered PFL, but...
When is Dakota Ditcheva going to the UFC?
I think people now, with me beating Tyler Santos, they want to see, like, what else I'm capable of, so it's got to be something more.
Women want to be equal. And believe me when I tell you, women have proved here that they are equal. They have absolutely proven themselves, and people love the women's fights. These women become big stars.
You could be
Mark your calendars, July 26th, PFL Africa in Cape Town, South Africa. You can catch all the action live and free on the new PFL app if you're in the United States. What do you think, fight fans? Is Dakota Ditcheva ready for the UFC, or will Sumiko Inaba shock the world? Drop your predictions in the comments below, smash that like button if you want to see more breakdowns like this, and don't forget to subscribe for all the latest MMA news and analysis. I'm your host, and this has been MMA Central. Until next time, keep fighting, and we'll see you in the cage.
You could fight any female right now. Who would you want to go with?
Valentina Shevchenko right now. I want to be at the top. You know, I'm still 26. She's been around for a long time.
Right now, I'm not too sure that Shevchenko is the best 125er there is. This girl, man, she goes after people. She is nasty.
Valentina has to fight this woman.
Dakota Ditcheva sends clear warning message to Valentina Shevchenko after Taylor Santos' brutal KO. And trust me, this is a warning the UFC flyweight champion needs to take seriously. The 26-year-old British sensation has just become a millionaire, crowned PFL flyweight world champion, and she's got her sights set on the biggest name in women's MMA. But is she ready for the legendary bullet?
Devin deep for sure. Santos is in big trouble. Dakota Ditcheva to the body again for a championship.
Stay tuned as we break down everything you need to know about this potential super fight that has the entire MMA world talking. Let's start with the moment that changed everything. Last month in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, Dakota Dangerous Ditcheva did what many thought was impossible. She absolutely destroyed Taylor Santos in just 2 rounds.
This matchup right now is a woman that's not even in the Ultimate Fighting Championship. She's in the PFL. Dakota Ditcheva is the best flyweight outside of the Ultimate Fighting Championship right now. She's up there. She's up there with Alexa Grasso, Manon Fior, and the rest of them. And I'm not afraid to say it, 14-0, 9 first-round knockout TKO. Insane power. Dakota Ditcheva has been viral on the internet for a reason. And in her last fight, fighting Talia Santos, TKO in the second round. She usually beats him in 1.
Now, why is this significant? Santos isn't just any fighter. She's a former UFC contender who gave Valentina Shevchenko one of the toughest fights of her career back in June 2022. Many fans believe Santos actually won that fight against Shevchenko. But Ditcheva? She made it look easy. Brutal body shots, devastating clinch work, and that signature Muay Thai precision that has become her calling card. The finish was so dominant that it immediately shifted the conversation from Dakota who to how would she do against Shevchenko.
Like Valentina Shevchenko versus Dakota Ditcheva.
She doesn't get decisions. She's knocking people out. She is making them quit.
Like Valentina makes you pay. She makes you.
With this victory, Ditcheva claimed the PFL flyweight title and pocketed a cool $1 million. But more importantly, she silenced every critic who called her a can crusher. The numbers don't lie. 14 wins, 0 defeats, with 10 first-round finishes. At just 26 years old, she's not just knocking on the door of elite competition, she's kicking it down.
It's been a long time coming. This is mentally the strongest I've ever been.
You know, competition is important to me. So if you're going to put me with the same girls and have the same girls in the tournament, I'm not really that interested.
You've just mentioned there that you want to be the queen of this division worldwide.
We were just kind of talking about going into the UFC.
Thought about for many, many years and just not been in the position to do it. People now with me beating Tyler Santos, they want to see like what else I'm capable of. So it's got to be something more.
People thought she would against Shevchenko. You know, she's never been stopped. She's never been stopped. Shevchenko didn't stop her. People thought she beat her. And now what can people really say? Made it look like another can on the list of people always comment on my stuff.
Dakota has come. Now, here's where things get interesting. When asked about facing Valentina Shevchenko, the current UFC flyweight champion and arguably the greatest female fighter of all time, Ditcheva didn't back down. Her 6-word response, I could definitely and I would. That's not just confidence talking, that's a direct challenge to a woman who's dominated the flyweight division for years. Shevchenko, at 36 years old, is coming off a hard trilogy with Alexa Grasso, a win, a loss, and a draw that showed some cracks in her armor.
That fight set the tone for her rivalry with Nunes, which peaked in 2017 at UFC 215. In their rematch, Shevchenko lost a razor-thin split decision many fans still dispute to this day. Before her legendary flyweight run, Shevchenko also defeated Holly Holm in a striking masterclass and submitted grappler Juliana Pena with a slick armbar. Proof she wasn't just a striker. But it was in 2018, when the UFC introduced the women's flyweight division, that Valentina truly began her reign. She won the vacant belt by dominating former strawweight queen Joanna Jędrzejczyk over 5 rounds at UFC 231.
The greatest fighter in mixed martial arts that is a female is the underdog tonight. Valentina Shevchenko has completed the rubies on the new belt.
But Ditcheva respects the champion, she told reporters. She's been champion for years and years. I'm not quite there yet. I'm still 26. These girls are like 31, 32, so I have to kind of humble myself a little bit. However, don't mistake respect for fear. When pressed further, Ditcheva made her intentions crystal clear. You put me in a cage and I'll go against anyone. The British fighter trains at American Top Team in Florida alongside current UFC flyweight champion Alexandra Pantoja, so she's no stranger to elite-level training. Her coaches believe she has the tools to beat anyone at 125 pounds.
So I'll put it back on you, Dakota. Who do you think is the #1 flyweight in the women's division right now?
Valentina Shevchenko.
You still put her #1?
100%. Look, she's the first person to finish her rubies on a belt. She's been around for so long, and she's stayed at the top of that level. I know people are saying now she's on a little bit of a down, but she's a lot older now. She's been around for years at the top of the level, and no one's been able to wipe her out. Grasso got that one fight on her, which was fair enough, beat her fair and square. But honestly, she can do everything as well. She's a full MMA fighter. She's not just a striker, not just a grappler, not just a wrestler. She's everything. She can switch it all up. So I genuinely feel like flyweight, she is 100% up there.
Do you hate the UFC questions? Because, I mean, you're in the PFL. They're the ones who found you. Like, they put you in this position. They just made you a millionaire. Do you hate that question?
Yeah, no, I don't hate it, but I just feel like PFL deserved the respect. You know, like I said, they picked me up in Europe, you know, when I was like, not a big, I was known, but I wasn't massive, you know, so I'm not saying I'm massive now, but I've got a lot of attention recently. So they've helped me build that, you know, helped me build my followers, my fans, like they've, you know, given me opportunities like fighting in that Europe tournament, now in this PF. They didn't even have a flyweight division until I signed, you know, so the opportunities that they've given me, you can't forget that. And they might not be the UFC, but there's still an amazing promotion that has done a lot for me. So I definitely don't hate the UFC questions. I understand that people are interested in that, and there's a whole nother flyweight division there that people are excited to see me in. But there's still so much to give from PFL Europe, and I've got to be grateful for the position that I'm in.
Let's break down the stylistic matchup that has fight fans salivating. Valentina Shevchenko is a master of distance management, using her kicks to control range before blitzing forward with combinations or takedown attempts. She's a decorated Muay Thai champion and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt with an incredible fight IQ. But here's where it gets interesting. Dakota Ditcheva might actually have some key advantages.
Fight needs to sign Dakota Ditcheva. Dakota is blowing up insane. That's because of the power and the technique and the skill that she possesses. It's on a different level. It's on a level that's so high, we can only imagine what Dakota Ditcheva, if she keeps on continue winning, if her confidence stays sky high, what she will develop in the next few years. She's still not even 30 years old. She's not even 35 years old. She's got a long time to go before she gets there. And she has so much to do in her career. The only question here would be, is Dakota Ditcheva ready for a Valentina Shevchenko?